Hey guys, we've decided to create a video on how to use the XE Scoreboard for timing in the region meets. The benefit of using the XE Scoreboard is that we can provide you the race file, and all you have to worry about is the timing and not gathering who's coming to the meet or anything like that. There are some system requirements. You'll need 2 computers and either a hotspot or a Wi-Fi connection. The Wi-Fi or hotspot connection is actually used to connect 2 computers to one another so they can communicate the information. You do not have to have internet access with this Wi-Fi or hotspot. You just need to have a network that will allow them to communicate with one another. The bonus of having internet, however, is that it allows you to do live scoring to xescoreboard.com during the meet, which helps your timers not have to answer questions about finishing places or time. First thing you want to do is make sure that the 2 computers that you're using do have the XE Scoreboard app downloaded. You can do this by going to www.xescoreboard.com. On the right-hand column, you can download the app from there. Once you have the app downloaded, you're going to open it. This is on meet day. And what you will see is this window right here. What you're going to use is orchestration mode. There's a timer on one computer, and there's bib entry on the other computer. I'm going to go over the timer mode first. Once both computers are on site and connected to either the same hotspot or the same Wi-Fi, you'll go in. One computer will go timer mode, the other one will go bib entry. These don't have to be done exactly at the same time, but you want them to be close to so that they're searching for each other at the same time. And you just kind of wait for them to sync. Once they're synced, your timer mode is going to look like this, and they're going to be the one that opens the race file that you'll have from us. And I'll go over the bib entry computer after we're done with the timer computer. Once you've opened the race file, this is what it's going to look like. I'm using Konos Invitational as an example. You'll want to connect to your activated scoreboard. This is what allows you to have the live scoring. For this demo, I'm going to disconnect so that we don't actually have any live scoring going on. And next, you'll go to racers. This is what you want to do on this window is just make sure that there's information entered here and that it's for the right teams that are in your region. If this is not in there, you need to contact us immediately, and we'll work to make sure we get you the right race file. When it comes time to open the race, you'll go to Bib's Timing. And on your timer computer, you're going to go ahead and open the timer, and you'll select whichever race it is that you're doing. You can select more than one race if you're running races combined, or just select the race that you're doing at that time. For this example, we're going to use Varsity Boys. And the timer will do just that. They control the time. So when the gun goes off, they'll hit start, and we start our race. For this demo, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward here to try to get us going. So now our race has been going for a while. Your bib entry person at this time will start typing. If you have one person coming through at a time and you have a chance, our recommendation is to go ahead and type the number in. So let's say 122, and it'll pop in 122 and a timestamp. The bib entry person will then go through and type in the bib entry that will have all the other details, who the person is, what team they're with, and everything like that. As they're coming in a crowd, you're not going to have time to type in the bibs. Just hit enter, and it will collect the time. But our recommendation is when it's just one person coming through it, if you have time to put the bib in, go ahead and do it, because it'll give your bib entry person kind of a checkpoint as to where they should be in case they get backed up or anything like that. But again, the person's just hitting enter every time someone comes through, and it's recording a time for them. Once you're done with the race, you'll hit stop. Now, if your bib person has been able to keep up with you, and this is all filled in for every time that you've punched in, and you close this, you can go ahead and say yes. For this example, we're going to say no because we haven't had our bib entry put in. Your bib entry person is coming through and they're typing in on their end, and what appears on yours is that person. And for this example, Augusta Eagles is doing very well. And what you see is all this information is being inputted as they're putting it in. Our recommendation is have somebody at the finish line that's calling numbers out so the bib entry person can be typing them in. And in addition to having somebody typing them into the computer, have someone with a notepad writing down the same numbers. So if this person gets caught up and something happens, there's somebody there that's keeping a backup to the bibs coming in. So you'll be entering all this information, and it pops up. Now, as you saw before, when we closed the timer, it asked if we were ready to finish the race. We were not at the time because we didn't have all our information here. Once all our information is put in, you can go to groups, and you'll see varsity boys not yet finished. You'll click on the cell for finishing time, and you'll see the difference now. It says finished. Now, once you know that all the information on your bib's timing is accurate and ready to go, on this groups side, if you go all the way to the right here where it says certified, you click yes. Now that race is official and has been certified via your backups and everything so that you know you're ready to go. If there's a mistake and you need to go back and correct it, what you'll want to do is click on finish time again. Go back to your bib's timing, make your correction. And by corrections, I mean if somebody was missed, you can click on the number here. If you see over here, you click on the number, and if you pull to your right, it will add a spot where maybe you might have missed somebody. If you pull to your left, it will delete the spot. Additionally, and I'll do this on the bib entry side, it's if you get something mixed up, and I'll go through that on the bib entry side. But once again, we've made our correction. We go to groups, finish, it's certified, it's ready to go. I can look here at my finishers. It tells me my individual rewards. I can go to teams. Nobody, we don't have a full team yet, so it's not popping up here yet. But this is where your team finishes will be. And then awards, which is the next important part. This is where you would print out your award sheet. You click on Varsity Boys. It'll open up a window with your results for that meet. You can print this or open it up and just have it ready to go for when it's time to do your awards. And that is really how you make any kind of, that's how you run the race itself. I'm going to go now, let's say we have a mistake in here. And we have to, let's say this boy right here, Caden Sharp from Augusta Eagles, 142, is this gentleman here. And as you'll see, excuse me, let me close this. It says middle school boys. That's a mistake. It should have been varsity boys. You can come to your racers tab, find Caden Sharp, change him from middle school boys to varsity boys. Very important that you pay attention that you have the exact wording as what varsity boys is anywhere else. Hit enter, and now Caden Sharp is back to being a varsity boy. You can go back to groups, close the race again, certify the race again. That's how you make any changes. Most of these changes, however, will be made before the meet even starts. There really shouldn't be any, but we try to be flexible with our teams. You know, injuries could happen. Kids could be sick. They might have to move somebody up that they weren't planning on. Try to be a little bit flexible. But this is where you make any changes. Again, your wording must be exact. Otherwise, it will not group them together. So when you're making a change, make sure you do the right wording. And in addition, you must hit enter for the change to take place. If I don't hit enter, if I just click somewhere else, the change did not take place. But if I hit enter, the change is locked in. So that's a couple things to keep in mind. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to close this. We're going to switch over to the bib entry mode so you guys can see how that works. We're going to go ahead and make the race not finished. And we're going to close this race. Yes, I want to click the application. Hey guys, one thing I wanted to cover real quick is if you do staggered starts, how to do that, as well as what happens if I accidentally start the race, the clock, but the race didn't start. For staggered starts, what you'll do is you'll go back to open timer, you'll select your next race, Varsity Girls, and as you see, it opened up a new timer for you. 5 minutes is generally a good staggered start time. So at 5 minutes, we start this next one. And that's our girls' varsity race now is being run 5 minutes behind. When your boys' race is done, you can stop it, you can close it. As you can see, it does not affect your girls' clock that's still running. When that race is over, you stop it, you close it, and that race is closed on its own, as you see here. If you accidentally start a race, you weren't ready, or there was a mistake, the race got called back to the start line, what you'll do is you'll click here on the start time. It'll ask you, are you sure you want to mark the race not yet started? Yes, and you're back to the race having never taken place. You'll open your timer again like before. Varsity Girls, ready to go, and you start the race as normal. Just want to make sure that you guys got that because I know staggered starts and accidentally hitting start happens sometimes. So that's how you take care of those problems. All right, guys, so now what we're going to do is we're going to switch up computers. This computer is now going to be our bib entry mode computer so that I can demonstrate that aspect of it. So the other computer is now timer mode. This one is bib entry. Again, they got to be on the same network. I don't know if I mentioned this when it comes to the timer computer, but I'll go ahead and mention it now. When your two computers are synced together, you're going to see up here it says bib entry mode. Excuse me. The other one will say timer mode. And what you'll see is it says connected. If this does not say connected, it means that your computers aren't connected to one another, and you're not going to be able to see each other's screen. Try reconnecting to the Wi-Fi connection to make sure that you can. So when you're in bib entry mode, you can see your racers. You don't have the ability to change them. That can only be done through the timer mode. And you go to your bibs timing, and you're going to see your race. The bib entry person, we're going to go ahead and delete this here. For this race, we saw the timer mode was hitting enter. Bib entry is going to come in here. They're going to type it in. Excuse me, what you'll see is it read the same chip twice, so we don't want to have that. And that's all they're doing. Your bib entry person, all they're doing is typing in the bibs as they come in. And they're going to be the ones that collect the data. Now, if let's say they got these two runners mixed up, your bib entry person what they'll want to do is if the two runners 127, 129 were mixed up, you'll click on 129 and you'll pull him up and it'll swap their positions if you saw that. So you grab him, pull him, it swaps their positions. That's the correct way they finished. And now they can continue on with everything else. In addition, same as the timer, if there's a mistake, they can add a line here and enter in the correct information if they made a mistake. And again, if they made a mistake that requires them to take somebody out, they pull and drag to the left and it'll remove them. Pull, drag to the right, adds. Pull, drag to the left, removes. And that's really all the bib entry mode person is in charge of. Everything else will appear on the timer mode, which we've gone through. And if you have any questions about this, you can always call us and we'll try to work with you to get through. Couple things before I close this out. Again, If you have the ability to have internet, connect to that scoreboard. It'll help. It'll allow everyone to see real time what's going on. And always check this racers before you start a race to make sure that there's information in here. If there's not information in here or incorrect information in here, as you're typing things up, it's not going to show up. So please look at that as well. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. I hope it's clear. I hope we were able to get you through it. And if you got any questions, just give us a call. Thank you.